Oh man, it says, go ahead. Hello, I am having definite technical issues. It just gave me a big warning that says it looks like this broadcast was deleted on LinkedIn. So I'm not sure if we're going live or not, but hey, you think we are? What should we do here?
No, we are for sure, because I had the YouTube open and it was like, a delayed thing. So I was hearing you in real time and delayed time. So, it was fun. I was digging it.
All right, we're on YouTube anyway. Thank
Yeah.
you.
Hey, yes, we are.
Oh
You
my God.
got to love it. I mean, you have to love the podcast, Tools, Tips, and Technology, because we are bound to have technology issues at some point, It's just bound to happen. It happens to everyone. So you guys, you are not alone if technology causes you headaches and trouble, because me and Marian are pretty savvy at technology and it still gives us headaches and issues. So welcome to the club, everybody. Welcome.
Yeah. So what happens is sometimes you start like a YouTube channel. That's what I did on a branded account. And then you want to move it to a different account. You don't want that. You're no longer in that business or whatever, and you want to move it. Because let's face it, we have over 300 videos on YouTube. We have people that have said things, the content is just gold to us. So we wanted to just move it over. Well, it's not quite maybe as smooth as you would like it to be, even if you hire somebody to handle it for you. So a week later, we're still having some issues. It's okay though. Aimee and I have decided we're just not going to let it freak us out. It's going to be okay.
Yeah. Good Tuesday morning, everybody. I love it. And, technology has a mind of its own. And so you really can't be mad at it. You just got to be like, well, today's not the day that it wants to work with me. And that's cool. It's all good, man. It's all good.
It's
it
all
happens.
good. I like that. So if you try not to get too involved in, the problems and the issues that you deal with the graphics and the technology, it does keep your blood pressure down. So I highly recommend that. If you want some advice on that, I'd be happy to help you out with that, because I literally could have, had a stroke this morning.
Yes.
Trying to figure it all. I'm typing to Aimee. I'm typing to the person who did the work for me. I'm like, okay, whatever. It's either going to work or it won't. It didn't.
Exactly. It works on YouTube. So one out of three ain't bad. It's all good.
Yeah.
It's all good. But no, I mean, we are excited to talk to you guys over on YouTube. Hey, everybody. I'm posting the link on Facebook. So if you are waiting to find us, it will be in our Facebook group. But, we're talking about graphics today. And I know Marian, along with myself, love graphics and creating graphics, right? And so we want to talk about some differences, some inexpensive or free platforms that you can use to help you create your graphics. And, just I don't know, glitter and pretty and shiny things are my go-to. So a graphic that's appealing, catches my eye, you have my attention. And so we want to kind of help you guys be able to bring that same attention to the things that you're wanting to do and offer. So it's exciting, Marian, and it's a good conversation that we're going to have. I'm excited about it.
If I can't create a graphic of some sort, I'll blow up. So I have to.
Gotta let your inner creativity out. That is for sure. Can't bottle it up. You will explode. Yes.
I will explode. There you go. That's it.
Oh man, I love it.
One of the first things I wanted to talk about was the difference between a graphic artist and a graphic designer, because I know that really it might be very confusing. No, not might. It is very confusing for people, including me. For a long time, I didn't really understand. So let's talk about an artist versus a designer. So are you an artist or a designer? Or are you both, Aimee?
I am both. I'm limited in my skill set as an artist. I can't draw everything as much as I wish that I could. But as a designer standpoint, I can do that. So I'm limited on my artistic drawing capabilities. I was not blessed in the whole realm of just being great at everything. I wasn't blessed in that. But, I can dabble in a little bit of both. I'm probably stronger in the design suit than artist suit, I would say.
Okay. So I'm going to give you a few examples to help you. I'm going to tell you that I needed a map, okay, a map of the Houston area with colors in the areas that would make sure that you understood where your area was. So inside Beltway 8 needed to be a color, the Northwest needed to be a color, the Southwest, the Southeast, Northeast, everything had to have a different color so you knew when you purchased something for this company that I was working with, if you purchased that section, you knew where your boundaries were. And you would think that would be easy. I could just go in and make some colors on a map. No, you need a graphic artist for that. And you know how I know? Because I couldn't do it without it looking cheesy. And my designer that I use when something is too hard for me or I don't have time, my designer couldn't do it either. And so I had to go to Fiverr. I thought I had to go to Fiverr and find a graphic artist who could actually draw it out and use the tools, right? So unfortunately, I went to Fiverr. I explained myself very well, I thought. The unfortunate part about using somebody like that in a different country is they work at night when you're asleep.
Yes.
And they don't really speak English very well, so they don't maybe understand. And so it ended up, they had to give me my money back. Well, they don't give you your money back. They give you a credit.
Yeah.
So I'm still on the hunt. So that's one way you can tell. If you need to really make something out of nothing, then that's a graphic artist. Okay. So I'm going to run over here and give you a couple of different options to look at. Okay. So let's look at this. What is the difference between a graphic artist and a graphics designer? So I consider myself a designer. I am not an artist. I can't draw. I can't mold. I can't, I didn't understand Photoshop, and those are things that you can do. So let's look at this graphic and say, all right, what's the difference? The one on the left, the tree, that's an artist. Some artist created that in either Illustrator or Photoshop or something, right? Wouldn't you say, Aimee?
Yeah, 100%.
Okay. The grass is real, and I brought it in as a designer. I can spruce up what an artist did, okay? Or if you're lucky like Aimee and you have both, you could do the artwork and the designing, okay? Now, the love limit sign, isn't that cute? It's like it just feels so forever, right?
Yeah.
That's the infinity sign. And I loved it. And I was able to recreate that from somebody else's graphic. Now, I put my own personal touch on it, but how did I do that? I'm not an artist. Well, as you can tell, the words you can do in things like Canva and other, like even Word would do it, right?
Right.
The infinity sign is a piece of art that I went and either purchased or pulled in from a free source, and then I put a box around it. That is a designer. Love limit. I designed that out of pieces and parts and things. Now, the one on the right, that is just a piece of color. That's just a box of color. But inside the box, see, I designed it to look funny, right? It's like pointing. And then I pulled in an artist rendition of an arrow. So do you understand the difference between now a graphic artist and a designer? Did I explain it okay, Aimee?
Yeah. No, it's great. I understood it.
Good.
So.
Now, if you are listening and you have questions, feel free to ask us. We'd be happy to help you out with that, okay? All right, so let's go on to something that Aimee created. All right. So, Aimee, tell us about this creation and a little bit about how could somebody hire you to do something like this?
Oh, okay. So I work with, my clients and other people that just need graphics for certain events, motivation, whatever it is. Bees and stuff are pretty popular right now. So I try to tie in things that are trending and popular and a positive message that's eye appealing that kind of reaches their target market. So they were looking for, motivation, but fun, whimsical. So, we went with the bee theme and we kind of, just went around it. I liked it. It was eye catching for me. I stopped, but I also posted it. So I am a biased person. But it's just, one of those things you just kind of keep going. So I originally had the whole background was the honeycomb with the white text over it. And that just seemed to be too much. So sometimes less is more, and kind of making things stand out in their own way, right? The bumblebee doesn't know he can't fly, but he does anyways. It's just kind of one of those things. It's like you never know what you can't do until you try and you just get it done, right? And so it kind of keeps your eye in the focal point and you draw towards the quote on top of, all the other colors, which are accent colors, which makes you kind of look at the whole graphic, makes you stop when you're scrolling on social media and stuff like that. So all of this one was created in Canva, and it probably only took me, 10 minutes just because I was doing the honeycomb thing, and then I decided not to do it. But
I really like it. It's so
good.
cute. I love that. And it says,
thanks.
just believe in yourself. You can do it. I love that. So somebody hired you to do that graphic for them. Okay.
Right. Yeah.
So for you that are watching this or listening to our podcast, I want you to know that sometimes you can go into something like Canva and create that in 5 or 10 minutes. It would take somebody more than that, I think.
Yeah.
If you don't do graphics every day. And some people find it overwhelming. They don't have the vision or they don't know the tool well enough, and it's frustrating. So I want you to know that it's okay. If that's you, just because we think it's easy does not mean it's really easy. We just do it every day. So we're familiar with how to create things and what tools to use. So I mix my tools. I have all kinds of different things going on. Like in Canva, you can take the background off of some things, but some things it doesn't work depending on the background. So I have other tools I can go to. I use one called Clipping Magic. Now it's not free, but it's worth it to me because I need it to be clear and very precise when I'm dealing with graphics, right?
Right.
So there are other ways that you can get around things. And Canva is free up to a level, and then you can upgrade to the pro version. So that's pretty cool. I like that.
Yeah, and then you can have team members on too. So, like I create graphics, Sandy creates graphics, and Marian creates graphics. We can all be in a team, and then we can see each other's graphics. If we need help with a certain part, maybe I'm stronger in wording colors and stuff than Marian is, which is not true by any means because Marian is just the bomb at doing graphics. But like if there was some skill set that I'm stronger in than Marian, then, we can share it and work together collaboratively on Canva at the same time and being like, oh, well, maybe this would be smoother if we did it like this. Or, hey, what do you think about these different background colors? Which one do you like? So you can get your graphics done a lot quicker. And, me and Marian make it sound so easy. And like Marian said, we've done this for so long. But when we first started, it wasn't super easy. There's templates and stuff that have backgrounds and the lettering that you may want. And you just kind of edit it. Everyone has a starting point that you get to. And it'll get easier the more familiar you are with it and the more that you use it. Things get easier. Your eye... what is the word, Marian? It's like I can't think of it.
Intuition. Yes.
Thank you.
Yes,
Your
yes,
intuition. I'm torn to like what graphics would really work for your audience. You get more of that the more that you do it, the more that you play and have fun and figure out what works, right? Because you are your own target market, whether it's in your business or whatever. You're feeling the hole and the help and the need that someone has. and you're created that because you had that yourself and you filled that void, right? So you know what your audience wants to see. And sometimes that's the hardest thing, is getting in that mindset when you're creating a graphic, is like, oh, well, what would I like to see? Ooh, well, this is pretty, right? I mean, I go down rabbit holes and get distracted all the time. So I got to bring myself back. But I mean, that as long as you can get in that headspace when you're creating a graphic or you're drawing or whatever, it kind of tends to make it flow a little bit easier sometimes, for at least for me.
Yes, totally. Okay, so I want to talk about instead of business, maybe you want to do something that's fun for yourself. Okay, so I'm going to show you something that you could do for both. Okay, now this is something I created because I love camping. This is a little camper van that someday will be mine, and I love the 70-degree weather. Okay, so if you want 70 degrees, no matter where you are in the United States, this map that I found will show you exactly where you have to go at what time of the year. And I want you to see that I did not create this map. I did not create the lines in the map, and I gave credit to the person who did. So this is another thing. This is like 3 different things in one. Now, NaturalCuriosity.Life at the bottom. Now that is a way for me to drive traffic. Whoever sees this graphic now will know that they could go to NaturalCuriosity.Life and see more of this kind of cool stuff, right? So I brought these things together. I used Canva. I did some text. I brought in the little motorhome. That was just a graphic I found in Canva. I found the map somewhere else, and then I put the Natural Curiosity line at the bottom so that people knew where they could go. So this was just something fun I did, but I also was able to give myself a little promo with the Natural Curiosity. How about that?
Yeah.
Pretty
That's
cool.
awesome. I wouldn't have known that it was all, blended together, which I think is awesome. And you do have to give credit, like if you borrow someone's else's art or whatever, you always have to kind of give credit where credit's due. I always am an advocate for, there's a social media, at least on, social media, there's a social media etiquette, and like, so if I were to take Marian's post of her camper in 70-degree weather, which sounds awesome, by the way, then I would need to give Marian credit, right? Because it was her graphic, her post, her idea, her creation. And it's just spreading the word that, hey, I didn't create this graphic, but check out who did. Check out who created it and the mind behind it, right? And so it helps spread the word and awareness about it. But yeah, 70-degree weather sounds awesome.
Doesn't it though?
Yes, because it is not
yes.
like that outside right now. At least not
Yes.
in Texas. It is not. So
now I want to show you another fun one that I did, and then we're going to go into some more business stuff that Aimee created. So this is something fun that I wanted to create on TikTok. I'm calling it the Very Lucky People Club. And so what I did was I pulled in these cutouts. So these are cutouts of people. They're not standing next to each other. And that 4-leaf clover is nowhere near them. But they were able to be all brought together with a nice little background. And the Very Lucky People Club is just a text that I pulled in from Canva. And then, of course, once again, I pulled in the NaturalCuriosity.Life at the bottom. So think about that as you're creating or as you're wanting to create different things that you could do either for fun or for business, or mix them. I like to mix my fun with my work life. I just, I can't help it.
Yeah, I love it. I love how most of your graphics, or at least the ones that you've shown, you have the NaturalCuriosity.Life down at the bottom, which is, I feel, super important because it's branding that image for your business or your blog or your podcast, whatever it is. It's getting that out there with that whole, image and mindset behind it, which I think is something we haven't really mentioned a whole lot, which, is branding. And we could probably do a podcast in and of itself on just branding, a whole episode about it. There's a lot into it. But on the graphics and stuff, you put your time into it and money if you decide to go with a paid program, or even on Canva, sometimes the backgrounds are like $1, but branding it for that business podcast endeavor that you're on is important, because if like I go like I was saying, if I borrowed Marian's thing, it says NaturalCuriosity.Life on it. So it's not linked to me, it's linked to her. Whether I give her credit or not, she's making sure wherever this image goes, they're going to know where it's from, So that is super important to also consider. And there's different ways of doing it. The most iconic way and the best way that people do it is like Marian does with the band down at the bottom. You can always put your logo up in the corner if you want to do something like that, a little bit more subtle, but it's there, it's branded. Things like that are different ways, but you have to make sure that it ties into the elements that you've done. You don't want to put a big purple logo on, a neon yellow background, and then it's like, whoo, hello, no. We don't want to do that. So there's different things, but you can play with transparency and, layering, all kinds of stuff. It gets more complicated, but I love that it's all branded, Marian. Way to go.
All right. All right. Now let's look at a couple of images that Aimee created, and she's going to tell us about it and how you can use her. Not use her. Sorry, Aimee. How you can hire her if you want some graphics done.
Yeah, you can use me. I am a wealth of information.
Woohoo!
So I used to back in the day have a lot of motivational speaker clients and stuff like that. And they didn't like stress. And so we would create different graphics that kind of fed into, playfulness, but added, hey, it's kind of your space, own it, those kind of things. And so the lady I created the graphic for, her colors were purple and white. And, a blank purple background doesn't go. So having the ombre with the relaxing kind of sunrise or sunset, however you want to look at it, with trees in the background, that just says relaxing, right? You're winding down at the end of the day, or you're waking up and you're having your coffee and it's just relaxing, it's calm, it's quiet. And that's kind of what we wanted to convey with the image, which is why we selected the options that we went to. And the, attention is huge, and it captures your attention and makes you want to read the whole thing, and you don't feel stressed from it. So it was fun to create
nice.
that one. That one's
very
probably
nice.
my favorite.
I like the sunset. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And how about this one?
Oh, nice. Okay. So most everyone that is listening knows I work with authors, and one of my authors writes techno thrillers. And so we put, their Kirkus review on a computer coded background because it fits their theme. And I don't know, this one is probably my most prized graphic. I love it. I get the most compliments on it. And, it really captures your attention, and whether you know what they write or whatever, you clearly have a sense it's got something to do with computers, cyber, coding,
yes.
Different kind of stuff. So I loved it. It was a lot of fun. So, but I do these for all kinds of people. I've done these for years.
That's wonderful. I love it. That to me, because the layering, I don't know, for those of you who don't really know a lot about graphics, what she's done is she has layers. So she has a layer of text, and then she has another layer that's darker so that the text stands out. But it's graduated. What's the word for that? It's
transparent.
Almost opaque. But yet you can see through it, and that's available in the Canva. I think. Do you have to have the paid version for it to be that? But
no, I think you can do that in the free version. I've always been able to do that, so okay. I would say you should be able to play with it like that. You get a lot more offers in the paid version. You get a lot different background options. You have the team options. Collaborating. So there's different options that are available only to the paid level, but I'm pretty sure the transparent one is available to all.
Yeah. Now I'd like to go into some of the places that Aimee and I find free and low cost images and different things. Okay, so here we go. Yeah. The first one is Pixabay. I think most everybody knows about Pixabay. I love it because they have so many different things to choose from. Their graphics are submitted by people that are out there taking pictures, and they have lots and lots to choose from. Hundreds of thousands, wouldn't you say, Aimee?
Oh, yeah. There's so much that you can pick from.
Pexels, on the other hand, has more than just pictures. They have videos and other graphics. And I think Pixabay does have a few of those, but Pexels is a great place if you want to go and get a combination of videos and images. Love it. Are you familiar with Unsplash?
I am. I haven't used that in a long time, though.
I love Unsplash. I think I love it because of the name. But it's very similar to both Pixabay and Pexels. It's very, very good. And you don't have to worry about those three are my top three that I go to so that I know I don't have to worry about whether somebody needs credit or that I have to pay. Those three are on it, okay? Then let's talk about Canva. Canva has some free ones, but a lot of them you have to pay. So that's a combination of free and paid.
Yeah.
But I think you said that they're only $1 if you buy something from them, right? Is that true,
Yep.
Aimee?
It's only $1 per graphic. So, I mean, it can kind of get expensive if you have like the honeycomb one that I created. If you want to buy the honeycomb background, that's $1. And then the bees, each bee is $1, right? And then if you want a different background or whatever, that could cost money. So, I mean, you rack up by it being $1 a piece. So it's not bad. You just have to be careful with it.
Then the next one is Morguefile. I know it sounds gross and I don't really understand it, but I think it's somebody's, sense of humor because it's really cool. There's lots of graphics there. There's lots of pictures. They're all free. And it's just a really cool place to go to get some different images than you would find on Pixabay. The next one is Glow Text. And I really like Glow Text and Cool Text. Both of those, they're different companies, but they both, if you'll notice your text next to it, you can't really tell it. It's not as clear as I'd like it to be, but they just have so many different ways to make your text look cool. And I think you should go check them both out. And then Flat Icon. Flat Icon is an amazing place because they have lots of stickers and other things. Let me go over there. Give me a second here. I'm going to take this off. Let me go over there and maybe I can even share my screen so you can see it because I don't think most people know about Flat Icon.
Yeah, I had no idea.
Oh, see?
I know, learning something new.
That's why we're here together. Aimee can learn from me, I can learn from her, and together we just make magic, right?
I love it. Yes, absolutely.
Okay, so I'm going to take you over here to my... tell me if you can see my screen.
Yep.
Okay, good. I'll just pop us out of here for a second. So you can access 5 million vector icons and stickers. Download free, hear that? Free vector icons and stickers for your projects. Resources made by and for designers. PNGs, SVGs, EPSs, Photoshop, and base 64 formats, which I never heard of. I don't have no idea what that is, but it's just amazing. They have icons and stickers and fonts and you name it, they have it here. Isn't that cool?
I love it. That's pretty awesome.
Yeah, I think so. So I hope you guys have gotten some idea of a little bit about graphics and where we came from and where we're going. Now, the AI thing. Oh my goodness. I don't know what even to say about that. Aimee, what do you think? Where are we going from here?
Man, it's hard to tell where we're going. I mean, I feel that I don't know, man. I got a hard question because it's like it'll be interesting to see where we go and the creativity that AI brings forth. I would say. I mean, I do know that the VR, I think Oculus is what it is. I have the PlayStation 1, but I believe it's Oculus. You can browse Facebook on that VR set. which is AI, right? You can view Facebook and other ones on there, and there are ads especially created just for VR platforms. And so, the creativity that's going to come with AI and different things that you are capable of doing with it is just, the sky's the limit, and I am excited to see what happens and to dive in and to learn new things. I mean, in terms of website design, right? I mean, we were talking about design and art. In terms of website design, if you use Wix, which I absolutely love, I highly recommend it. They have an AI design where it pulls in colors and stuff and themes that you like, and it creates a whole template, and you just upload the wording and the copy for it, but it goes off of what you answered and the themes it thinks you would like, right? I mean, it's sky's the limit in terms of AI, and so it's hard to say where it's going to go, but it's only going to get better, I would say.
I agree. A little more complicated maybe, but definitely better. Well, yes. I hope you've enjoyed our show today. We sure got off on a weird start, but we finished good. I think we got through the finish line. And if you enjoyed our show today, I'd love it if you would hit the subscribe button on YouTube and hit that little bell so that you can get notifications when we're going live. We will have all of our technical difficulties finished by next week. I guarantee it, right?
Yes, absolutely. But technology happens. So if it happens to you, please don't feel alone, because it happened to us and we're talking about technology. So don't feel alone, you guys. It happens all the time.
There you go. After it's all over, maybe we'll go back and say, what could we have done to avoid, or, that kind of stuff.
Yeah. So, always look back and, think those things. But, got to push forward and push through it. So
yes,
it was great. It was still a fun time, Marian. I think people still learned a whole lot, especially about graphics. So
yeah. I love graphics. Yes. If you have any questions or you have any thoughts about what we did today, or you want to ask us questions, feel free to reach out. We're available. Both of us are available to ask any kind of question that you might have. Thanks again, Aimee.
Yes. Thanks, Marian.